Signed up for your first comp and you have no idea what to expect on comp day. We're just gonna walk through real quick how these usually go, just to give you an idea of what to expect. First thing that's gonna happen is gonna be your weigh-in. A lot of times what you'll see on your entry is gonna be an early weigh-in. Sometimes we'll call it a 24-hour weigh-in. This is typically for people who are gonna be right on the edge of making weight. It's not necessary that you weigh in early, but if you're pretty close, you may want to.
Yeah, because people's scales are different. You get to the contest and their scale might weigh you a little heavier and you're like, oh, you have to panic.
Anything that cuts down on panic is always good. So an early weigh-in might be a really good option. Morning of, you can eat whatever you want. You're not worried about it. The other thing is meet the promoter. You can ask questions if you need to. A lot of times early weigh-in will be at the venue that you're going to be at. We don't usually have that because we don't do our shows at our gym.
It's a peace of mind as well. You can check out the equipment, get your hands on it a little bit. I wouldn't suggest lifting any of it. Really,
no, probably
but just just get the feel like for the handles and the height and just get acclimated.
And it's one less thing that you have to do on the day. Also, what is the weigh-in? It's basically just weighing you. You usually get your shirt then too, but I think sometimes people get the idea that there's going to be like some whole big thing going on. It's usually just hop on, get your weight, make sure that you've made weight, get your t-shirt. Depending on which organization you're competing with, you need a membership for it. All of ours are usually sanctioned by United States Strongman, so you have to make sure you have a USS membership. We just check Iron Podium. It'll show up right there. You don't have to bring anything. If you're going through a different sanctioning body, you may need to bring proof of your membership, but with USS, it's good for the whole year, so I just usually tell people when you're signing up for a comp, it gives you that option to just go ahead and get your membership, just do it then and it's taken care of. If you've weighed the day before, when you come in on comp day, find the promoter and check in with them, make sure they know that you're there so they're not off looking for you. If for some reason you aren't going to be able to make it to a competition that you signed up for, let them know.
Sure.
The amount of time we spend trying to track people down and make announcements, just let them know. Nobody's going to be like, loser, you chickened out. Just let them know I'm not going to be able to make it. Now we know.
That really helps. That really helps, like the promoter though.
If you are not going to be at the weight that you signed up at, it's really not a huge deal. Again, if you know in advance, let them know. It can help them for awards, figuring out athlete order. So if you're changing weight classes, it might affect that. But if you come in on the day and you don't make it, they're not going to kick you out of the show. They're not going to put you in a garbage bag and make you run laps until you make weight.
It's usually something that they choose to do in themselves.
Yeah, no, that does happen sometimes. Once you get weigh-in taken care of or get checked in if you've already weighed in, you usually have some time then. Get set up, look around, maybe make some friends. Bring some chairs with you. You can just throw them in the trunk of your car.
Yeah.
If you're going to be outside, a lot of times there's nowhere to sit down. Even if you're going to be in a gym, sometimes there's not. So it's just always good to have as a backup. Bring whatever you're going to bring to get yourself comfortable for the day because it may be a long day. Probably 4 or 5 hours minimum, and keep going from there.
Been to meets that have been over 12 hours long. Those are fun.
Typically not as long as a powerlifting meet.
Yeah.
But nothing's as long as a powerlifting meet, is there? They're just all still going right now.
I know some promoters that have held really long contests.
Yeah.
It challenges the powerlifting meet.
We try to keep them moving along. Some promoters are a little slower than others, some are a little faster. So the next thing that's going to happen then is probably going to be your rules meeting. And again, this is usually super casual. It's typically just everybody comes stand around in the circle and your promoter, your judge, if there are different people, are probably all going to be there. And just let you know, usually you go event by event, what they're looking for everything. Make sure you can hear. I know the first competition I did, Tony was competing, our friend Mike was competing, and I could not hear anything. And I looked over and the two of them were like nodding and listening intently, and I was like, cool, at least, they'll let me know if there's anything. And I was like, okay, so what did he say? Was there any like big changes? And they both said, I don't know, I couldn't hear him.
Nobody could hear him. Ask questions. If you have a question, ask it.
Yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. You're way better off asking than not knowing. After rules meeting, usually get a little bit more time to warm up, get a feel for the implements, and they'll just get started. You're going to want to find out when your turn is going to be so that you can pay attention Don't be wandering off too far. Be there and be ready for when it's your turn.
Yeah, don't get skipped.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you're not able to go back and do it.
And if they're doing a max event, if you're waiting for a particular weight, they're not going to take weight back off if you missed yours.
Chances are no.
Wait around and be ready. Another thing to be aware of, always expect the unexpected. It's a long-running joke. It's a strongman. Everything is ish. Events are subject to change. We don't want to change events, but things happen. We had an event last year where we had a keg toss and the uprights broke. So then it was going to become an everything over the bar toss. And then the crosspiece broke and it became a tire toss. The first competition I did, every event changed. Some of them were, 10 pounds, 20 pounds. A keg became an Atlas stone. I think it was 70 or 90 pounds was added to a squat. There are some big changes sometimes, not to scare you off, but just so you have it in your mind that things change. Roll with the punches, just try to relax and have a good time. Hey, we're doing a different event now. Well, everybody else is doing a different event now too, let's go. So you go through each event. In between turns, sit down, you can have some snacks, have some drinks. Have fun. Make friends. Don't feel like you need to just go and hide in a corner somewhere if you don't know anybody. Everybody likes meeting new people. Try to loosen up and have a good time with it. Once all of the events go through, typically do awards afterwards. Even if you didn't get an award, just hang out, watch, clap, trade Instagram handles with the people around you, and
a lot of friends are made.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Thank your promoters. If you've qualified for nationals, you'll get an email from Iron Podium after your promoter finalizes all the scores. Especially if this is your first comp, I would not make any big plans for the night after or the day after.
I'm so sore.
Yeah, I know. Definitely after my first one, I was just sort of like in the car staring out the window, like drooling. I was, my entire nervous system had shut down. And some people recover pretty well and they go back to work the next day and they're just fine. But especially if it's your first comp, I would say, like, don't make big dinner plans and lots of stuff to do the next day.
You'll be sore.
Just plan on relaxing for a little bit. Also, give yourself a little bit of time afterwards and then take a look at it. If you got a coach, talk with them. Go through, like, what went really well, what did we not do quite so well. If things didn't go well, don't just sort of be like, well, I sucked. Sit down and figure out what you can do better for the next one. But I mean, overall, I'd say just try to have fun. It's a goofy sport. It's a lot of fun. We're picking up rocks and stuff. Just go out and have a good time.